You hit a refresh and your dashboard dies because someone added one new month to data. It's an insult to your skills to be manually patching M code like a data janitor every time a spreadsheet changes. Today, we're ending the hard coding trap and building a dynamic sum that hunts down new columns automatically so you can stop fixing errors and start engineering systems that actually scale. So here we're going to have a simple table, and let's bring it into Power Query. Select anywhere in this range, go to Data, from Table and Range. It'll bring up the Create Table window here. Yes, my table does have headers. Click OK. And then the Power Query editor will come up. And you notice that Power Query puts a change type here because it looks at the type here and it kind of guesses. But that's okay. We'll keep this step here. I can just click on the first row, press Shift, click on the last row, go under Add Column, and Standard, Add. And it's going to add up those rows. Go to Home, close Load. It's going to load into a new sheet. And you might think, I'm done, and this is all you need to do. But what if you wanted to add in more data here? Let's say we have June. And I'll just put in the big number 1000, Control Enter to put it all in there. Right click and refresh, and it didn't take it. And that's because it was hard coded. Let's go back into our query, double click here. It's going to bring up Power Query Editor. And if I go to that step, you can see that it's hard coded Jan, Feb, March, and didn't include June. So how do we take care of this? Let's make it dynamic. Delete this step, and we're going to add a new table. Go to Add Column, Custom Column. It's going to be a couple M code functions, and we're going to put a M code function called record to list. Record dot to list, list, open parentheses, underscore, close parentheses. And what this is going to do is it's going to take that record, that first row, and put it into a list. It'll do the same for the second, third, fourth, fifth rows. The underscore basically represents the current item that's being processed. No syntax errors here. Click OK. Let's see what it does. And it creates a list. And we're going to click on this first one here. And so it's going to bring in that record here, but it's going to bring in all the values there. So SKU 98, 250, 279. We can't add up SKU to these numbers here. So what do? We're going to wrap it into another function. And this function is going to skip the first column. So since it turned it into a list, we're going to use a list function. So it's called list.skip. Open parentheses and comma 1. So we're going to skip the first one. No syntax errors. Click OK. All right. Click back here into this list, and you can see that SKU number 1's disappeared. If I click on the next one, that SKU number 2 disappeared too. Click back here. Now we can add all these together. I'm going to click back into the gear icon here. And then the last step we're going to wrap it in is called list.sum. Open parentheses, then close parentheses. No syntax errors. Click OK. And now we have our sum. Click Home, close and load. And it's added it all correctly, right? So if I click on here, you can see it's 1627. This one goes 1543. But what if I added another one? Let's test it out. I added another column here, July, and press Enter. Let's make this all 1000 too. 1000, press Control Enter. Let's see if it picks up July and sums it dynamically. Right click, refresh, and this should be 267. Yep, 2627. So that worked. But what if we didn't add another column? What if our stakeholders decided they wanted to add another column that is not a numeric column? Let's say they inserted something here, and let's say we'll call this category. Category. And what can we put on the category? Let's just put in some random information, A, B, C. Press Control Enter, and that's all in there. Right click, and then refresh. Let's see what happens. And it doesn't really give us the answer that we want. It doesn't total everything because it ignored the first column, but not the second one. So we're adding strings to numbers, and it doesn't work anymore. So how do we fix this? We're going to replace that list.skip with something else, with a list.select. Double click this, click the gear icon. Let's just remove this. We're going to need that one, delete, and we'll stick with the record.list, and we're going to start kind of from scratch. So here we're going to put in something called list.select. List.select, open parentheses, and we just want it to select anything that are numbers. So to do that, we're going to put comma each space value dot is open parentheses underscore comma the type, and the type we want to figure out is number, and close parentheses, no syntax errors, click OK. Let's see what it brings us. I'm gonna click here. So it's selected only the numbers now. So it didn't select the first column and second column. It just selected the columns that have numbers. So that's what it did for us. Now we're going to wrap this into the list.sum. Click the gear icon, go back here and type list.sum. Open parentheses. Here, do a closing parentheses at the end. No syntax errors. Click OK. And now we have our sum here. Let's test it out. Click close and load. And let's do two things. Let's put another category here. Go back to sheet 1. We'll put another category. Right click, insert, call this subcat. Press enter. Let me select this. Let's just give it some random string. That was XYZ. Control enter. Let's do something else. Let's add in August data. Press enter. Here, I'll type in 1000. Press control enter. Let's see if it picked up these two additional changes, ignoring column C and adding the August column data. Right click, refresh, and it did. So if this is something that you do on a recurring basis and you give it to stakeholders and you're asking them to update columns and they add other columns, this is some way that we can kind of mitigate those things and sort of make these row sums a little bit more unbreakable. Now you have a row sum that never breaks. Even when your team adds new months, you just went from being a data janitor to a real data architect. If you want more ways to make Power Query indestructible, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.